along the way I also realized that organizations have a peculiar dynamic. It's got nothing to do with the individual personalities involved. If you are the CEO, then you are always being told what you want to hear. If you are the boss, your people are always telling you what you want to hear, what pleases you to hear. It's not because you are a particularly good boss, bad boss, or type of boss. This is a phenomenon that you'll see across. That's the dynamic. When you're in a position of power or authority, people who are subject to that power or authority will always try to please you by telling you what you want to hear. Now, what people are telling you and what is the reality are two different things. And if you're sitting at the top of the totem pole and you're being told one thing when the reality is something else, as the CEO, you are going to be making decisions, and you are indeed making decisions on faulty premises. And needless to say, if you make decisions on faulty premises, the amplitude of that decision is so large, it can destroy the organization. So I thought there was a need for CEOs to hear not only what they want to hear, but also a different perspective. They also needed to hear the truth. But who would have the courage to tell them the truth? Like I said earlier, who will bell the cat? Certainly not somebody who is in the hierarchy, who is subject to the power and authority of the CEO. So it would have to be somebody outside, somebody like me, who has no vested interest in the hierarchy, who can tell it like it is, without being a source of a threat, without doubting, discouraging, or demoralizing. Can I share a different perspective with the CEO to help him bridge the gap between what he wants to hear, what he is being told, and the reality? I thought there was a role, and that's the role I have tried to fill. And the CEO is a very lonely person. Whom does he share his fears with? And fears can be anything. It can be even in his personal life. Here's this powerful CEO who's supposed to have all the abilities to make things happen, but he's a human being. He's worried not only about his business, but he's also worried about how his child is turning out to be, how his wife is, and his relationship between him and his wife. Whom does he share it with? All these hyper successful quote people are also grappling with all these huge issues. Who do they turn to? Can they turn to anybody within their organization? No, because they have a fear that this knowledge will be used against them. So there was a case for somebody without a vested interest, whose only vested interest was the success of the individual and his organization. I thought I could be that person. And that's how this whole story started.